Everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts. Sorry about that. Don't have the camera on the tripod just for this very beginning because I've had to remake this video 4 freaking times, and somehow when I got it all finally off the camera, which was my problem, this is the part that now I don't have. The first part. So I was not going to set the tripod and everything back up just to do the intro again. This is the last of the hot glue art ATCs from the last ATC video, and I'm sorry if y'all hear my annoying fish in the background. He's bumping the glass again today. It's his deal. I don't know what makes him do it, but it can scare the living daylights out of you. Guarantee you. So what I did was I just had 2 pieces of scrap chipboard left, scrap cereal box. And I had been making ATCs all day that day, the hot glue art ones. And I just had these 2 little scraps left, which weren't big enough to do an ATC themselves, but when I stuck them together, they just happened to be exactly the right size. They were just the ends of what I had been cutting the ATCs out of. Sorry about that. I'm trying to be still. So I just used my pokey tool, poked some holes, and just used my larger jump rings to make the little hinge. On this one, I painted the chipboard itself red after I did the hot glue art. I painted the whole thing with red acrylic paint and then rubbed over it with some gold acrylic paint, and I believe it's the folk art in the gold ore, or the ore gold, or I don't remember what it says. So after I did that, I sprayed the whole thing with Lindy Stamp Gang in the Hagwarts orange and the Red Hot Poker orange. So I did both of those, and then after that dried, I just rubbed over the highlighted bits with Inca Gold, in the regular plain old gold. So that's that. And the back side says, "Rise and shine." And have a better day than I've had today. Not really been a great day, just been a little bit frustrating with my camera. So, Rise and Shine, and then this has some paper that I got from Beth's scrapbook room. She sent me this little envelope of these little papers that are like, I don't know if they're handmade papers or they're very unique. The feel of them, the finish on them and everything, really, really unique. So I just did the Rise and Shine and popped that up with a little bit of fun foam, just tiny thin fun foam. So that is that one. The rest of the video will be on the tripod and a little less shaky. So, alright, there we go. Oh my goodness, okay, so yeah, 4. Now I'm on the 4th time. I started playing around with embossing powders after the hot glue art. I don't even know where I'm at now. I'm so flustered. And so this whole series is all going to be embossing powder related. I was playing with embossing powder. Hubby was watching a bad B movie. Okay, we were watching a bad B movie. And to entertain myself a little more, I decided to play with some embossing powder. This one, on all of these, I have painted the ATC card itself black and then embossed on top of that. So this one is, I just went over it with my Versamark pad, and so this one is, the top half is the Judikins Lapis Lazuli, and the bottom half is the Judikins in the black opal. See the black opal down here a little bit. Okay, and after that I sprinkled on just a little bit of Stampendous gold, which I don't have out here, and then a little bit of the Ranger Roman gold. That's mostly over in this area. Okay, sorry. I'm a hot mess now. I got annoyed. Again. this crazy camera. So the Eiffel Tower is from, and the Paris, are from a stamp set from Oriental Trading Company. That's all vintage Parisian themed. So I stamped this onto a piece of cardstock. It's that Georgia Pacific 110 pound cardstock. And I embossed it with the Judykins in the West rustic weathered iron. Oh, I don't want to do it again. And I popped that up on some some foam squares. Same thing I just did with my Versamark pad, the Paris, and did the rustic weathered iron and embossed that. And I love the way it melts down into the embossing powder. Can you see that? Love it. So there's the first one. Alright. Okay, here's the second one. This one, I did this in honor of my goofy little doggy. He's not little, but 60 or 70 pounds. 50 or 60 pounds. He's on the losing his winter weight right now. But we live out in the country, and he'll be 12 years old this year, but he doesn't know it. So he's constantly, all of his life, we call him the cat dog. He's got 9 lives. He's probably on his last one right now. Because he will pick a fight with anything and usually loses. So he came home Saturday with the tip of his ear torn off. So he looks like a cow, a marked cow now. So cute. But I did this, this is a little homemade stamp I made a couple of years ago, just with fun foam. And so I stamped the little doggy paw prints, and I used the Ranger Antiquities in the rust. Sorry for the glare. And I used just a tiny bit of the Judykins in the Jasper. Sorry, Jasper. And after that was cool, I sprayed with Lindy Stamp Gang spray in the Autumn Maple Crimson. That's what you see in the background. So pretty. And then I barely just, I did a little faux stitching around the outside edge with my paint pen. Just a little Marvy fine line paint pen. And then I barely rubbed over with my Versamark pad and used some clear UD. And I love the way it stuck to the stitching lines a little bit and stuck to the already embossed areas, obviously. And I just wrote Bow Wow and popped it up at the bottom. All of these, why is it always this one I decide to show it on, but all of these have the same background paper, and it's the Color Box Vintage Treasures, I believe is what it's called. And this is the little top stubs on the paper that I've just ripped the top edge off of, the perforated edge. I've ripped that off and then stacked those up and did a little vintage photo around the edge. So there's number 2. Here's number 3, one of my favorites. They're all my favorite. I love sparkly, and I love embossing powder. So this one, after I painted the ATC card black, I did maybe 2 layers. I think I did 2 layers of the clear UD. And then I stamped with my favorite fleur-de-lis stamp in the Judykins Aegean Silver, which is a holographic silver, and it's got a little blue, like a little blue hint to it that's really pretty. So I did that, and again, when you heat it, it melts just right down level with the rest of the embossing powder. I love that. You have to do your heat gun as far away as you possibly can stay and still melt the embossing powder. If you get your heat gun too close, you'll blow around. You know how when it gets liquidy, you can move the embossing powder? Well, you'll distort your stamped image. And it doesn't matter whether you stamp the image on the cardstock or if you stamp it in between the layers of UD, or it doesn't matter, it'll still move it around. So, after I did that and let it cool off, after I did that, and while it was all still good and melty, I added a little bit of, see, I had these all out, and I'm so annoyed at my camera right now. No clue. Because then I stuck them back in there, and do I know where they're at now? No. I did a little bit of the Queen Sheba's Silver Lindy Stamp Gang, which is a silver that has like a little bit of a gold iridescence, so you get both effects, and I love that. Just a tiny bit of the Twilight Bronze Slate, and I have to turn it just right for you to be able to see any of that. And what else? Oh, a little bit more of the Judykins in the Lapis, barely. So that was that one. What am I on? Number 3 of these. So there we go. I keep having to do these in little sections, or my camera won't let me take it back off. It's weird. Okay, a little ode to Alice in Wonderland. This one has the lapis a little bit down at the bottom, and then it has, and I've tried to find it several times and keep coming up with the wrong one. It's the Lindy Stamp Gang. Oh, I think I found it. I did. It's the Imperial Crown Purple Gold. Imperial Crown Purple Gold. And that's what I used. Background. And then over the top of that, I used the Ranger Poly Sparkle. That's where the sparkle's coming from, if you can see that. Love it. And then after that was all cool, again, I just rubbed my Versamark pad over barely, sprinkled a little bit of UD. I wanted that rough, it's not really rough, it's smooth as it can be, but bumpy texture. We'll go with that. And so I did the clear UD again, and then after that cooled, I rubbed over with Inca Gold and the silver. I just hand drew the little smile, the Cheshire Cat smile, and this has, again, that Poly Sparkle with a little bit of just regular clear embossing powder, and it's just Ranger clear. And 2 little blings from my dollar store for his eyes. So, there's that one. My other favorite, and of course it's green. This one has, let's see. I'm sorry I didn't get them all out again. Sorry, if I don't remember to stick that pause on there, I'm going to be doing this a 5th time. In which case, you might not get to see it. Okay, this one has the Ranger Antiquities, and it has the 3 golds. Does that look gold? The 3 greens that I have. The Verdigris, the Christmas Tree Green that has the red glitter in it, and the Topiary. So that's the 3 greens that I have. The Verdigris, I love how it leaves this grainy look. It's not a grainy texture, it's just a grainy look from the different colors of embossing powder that are in there. And then the gold sparkle. Gold, I said it again. The green, the Christmas tree with the red sparkle. The gold sparkle is from the Roman gold that I put around the edges. I need a drink. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I need a shot of tequila right now. Not really. Alright, so then I stamped, after I did all that, I did a layer of clear Udi, and then I stamped on top of that with these cute little flower stamps that I got from Gina. And then I embossed that with the black Sparkle by Ranger. So there's that one. Love it. Oh, and then lastly, hopefully you'll say some nice words. Maybe this will work. Let's try that again. Well, it's as focused as I'm going to get it. Maybe it looks more focused for y'all. On this one, after I painted the ATC card black, I stamped the crowns, and it's just a single crown. So I stamped 3 crowns with the... man, you know I stuck it back in here and have no idea where. It's the Princess Gold is what I used. Here it is. Yep. The Princess Gold. And of these ancient gold line, that Princess Gold is the... it's like the brightest, what I'd call the brightest, perfectly named Princess Gold. It's definitely a girly girl gold. So I did that, and then I did the 2 layers of clear Udi on top of that. And while that was liquidy and melty, I did the Roman gold, just sprinkled a little barely, and the, don't get the wrong one, and the Goddess Gold, the 2 of those, for just a super sparkly finale. So, there you go. Oh my goodness. What an attempt. 4 times to make a video. Short, sweet video on ATCs, which probably didn't turn out being short, just because of my scatterbrainness at this point. Alright, I do have a jewelry video, a little short, just a couple of pieces jewelry video. I've been trying to work in my craft room and put away some stuff. I did go see the bead lady again this weekend. So I had to put all those away. I've gotten 2 hauls of polymer clay recently, which I may actually come back and show, but only because, not that polymer clay in the little bars is that interesting, but it's all colors that I've never used before. A lot of it is this year's and last year's new colors and effects, so I'll come back and probably talk about that along in another video, you know, in an appropriate video. There we go. So that's what I've been up to, playing with embossing powders, and what better way to do it on some little 2.5 by 3.5 ATCs, because you gotta love them, and I do. And I will soon have a whole box full of them, just that I've made myself. So, alright. ATCs today. Hope everybody had a great weekend. It went too quick. Way too quick. So, alright. That's it for me today. Holler at y'all later. Bye now.